So every time I'm here being like, ooh, I broke it, I'm going up again, I'm gonna hit 1 million. No, they ban me. I decided that I was gonna show my body online for money.
How did it affect your relationships when you started?
I think he's just allergic to making money.
So how many fans you have right now on your OnlyFans?
I think it was because I lost a whole bunch of weight. I was a little chunky at the beginning, and I hopped up on TikTok before when people thought it was cringy.
Do you think that OnlyFans is a bubble and it's gonna be done? And what are you gonna do if OnlyFans is done?
My dad doesn't know I have an OnlyFans. He thinks I did really well in Bitcoin.
500,000.
500,000.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Welcome guys. Today it's me and
Josh Bigosh.
Josh Begash in the bed. I just wanted to get to know him better because he is famous OnlyFans star. He's one of the first creators who are gay and who started doing OnlyFans. And I will start right away with a question that everyone is interested in. What was the best month for you to make money on OnlyFans?
Best month, I would say, was last year, 2022, like January. $60,000 was my peak. Yeah.
$60,000.
Yeah.
And what was the worst one?
Well, beginning of OnlyFans would definitely be the worst, which is probably around 10,000 was my first month. But if I had to go with a recent worst month, I would say maybe 29,000.
Can you tell me what did you do before OnlyFans? Why did you decide to switch? And when did you start?
So I originally was working at an aerospace company. I got to check airplane parts for a living.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I got to do that for 40 to 60 hours a week, and I really hate staying places. I can't sit still. I hopped up on TikTok before when people thought it was cringy.
Wait. So how much you were making as aerospace person?
I made probably $20 an hour, $21. It wasn't bad. It was money.
How long have you had to go in order to get there?
Not that far. I was pretty much fresh out of high school. I went to a trade school,
Got it.
so they taught me everything I needed to know there. And then right out of high school, you get a job straight into the workforce. Started making around $16.50, and then within 3 years, I was at 21. I started TikTok back when it was cringy, when people thought it was for weirdos and furries, which furries aren't weirdos. I just posted one time on TikTok, and it did, pretty good, maybe like 5,000 views. And I never had 5,000 views before. I always wanted to be famous for no reason. It just, ever since I was in high school, that was the goal. Then when TikTok came along, it seemed like the perfect opportunity for me to just do nothing. And, I kind of kept growing my account, just making stupid videos with the audios. And then I started talking a little bit more and revealing, more content. And eventually I met someone, I sucked their dick, and they told me about OnlyFans. And I didn't know what OnlyFans was, so I asked them about it, and they said that you could make a bunch of money off of it. And since I already had a following, I decided that I was going to show my body online for money, like a little digital prostitute.
So do you remember your first day and when you just registered? How was your first day? Because it was probably a lot more money than you were making in your airspace job.
Yeah.
How was it? Do you remember it?
I do remember it. So the other part of this too is my boyfriend at the time, we were going through some stuff, and he found out that I had an OnlyFans because I posted it online. And within the first day, I think I made around $1,000. And then the second day, yeah, it was pretty good. And then by the end of the week, it was up to $5,000. And my boyfriend did not like that I had an OnlyFans. And when he asked me how much, he got real upset because he knew I wasn't going to stop doing it. I mean, now he just soaks up that luxury life. But at the beginning, it's definitely rough to have a partner finding out you're going to show your body to everybody else online.
So when you started, did you show right away everything, or did you hold on a little bit and then you lived a little bit of this, a little bit of this?
It took me kind of probably about a week to start showing a lot of content. I would say the first month was I went up to just doing nudes. The first week was just, underwear pics, a little bit of an ass pic here and there. And then I wanted to bump up the content a bit, so, went all out, got fucked on OnlyFans.
I fucking love this. I love how honest you are. So how did it affect your relationships when you started? Like, did it affect it at some point, or like, how did you went through the conversation with your boyfriend?
At first, it was rocky. I would say the first couple weeks, but I feel he quickly realized that what I was doing was making so much money. It's crazy to say no to it. It was a life-changing amount of money. I was working so many hours a week to afford an apartment, a single bedroom apartment. It was like 400 square feet, and I'm just getting by. And then to have all this money thrown at you, I mean, he totally understood why I would end up doing that. And we talked about it, and we always talk between us, especially if I was to do a collab with someone or if I'm going to post something, and just have that mutual understanding of what's going on. So I feel as long as I'm open and honest to him about what I'm doing, then
And if he's okay with it?
yeah, if he's okay with it, then hell yeah, make those bucks.
When you started doing OnlyFans, you know that how it works. You need to get followers first, and then you need to do OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What was your boom? Like, do you remember when it oh my gosh, it was 60,000? Where did they came from? And also, what was your biggest platform, and what is your biggest platform at this time?
When it comes to the platforms, for a while, my biggest platform was TikTok. When I had my biggest boom, I think it was because I lost a whole bunch of weight. I was a little chunky at the beginning, and you look good chunky, but I think people really liked watching me evolve over time and, just change things about my appearances to try to make myself seem more put together. And when it really took off was I started kind of doing these cosplay videos to Nicki Minaj audios. And
That's how I found him.
and those really took off. That was the peak of my life when I could just sit home and know that I had a backup video to post every single day that would get millions of views, and all I had to do was change the outfit. And so that going for a couple months, and then I kind of started picking out these other audios that every time I used them, they would always perform really well. So I had 3 or 4 of them, and they were all stupid, simple dances because according to the TikTok comment section, I have no rhythm. I would agree. And that was just probably the most money I was making was during that time, which is crazy because it was the time when I was doing the least amount of effort. It's just you hit that one niche, and then it just blows up.
And what about Twitter? Did you very big on Twitter right away or no?
So Twitter is kind of interesting too. I wasn't big on Twitter at first, and I didn't show that much on Twitter in the beginning, but there was this point on Twitter where people were eating up TikTok style nude content. So this is how I got a couple of my TikTok accounts banned. I'm not gonna lie. I originally on my main account was using it, and I would post the nude video to my private, and I thought, oh, it's private, so TikTok can't see that. They saw it, but they deleted the account. So it made me so much money, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, it was, you do something like a transition video, and it would seem innocent at first, but then it would transition over to my slut side.
Yeah.
And so those took off. I had a couple of them, one of them, it was lights in the background, and I forgot what the audio was, but it just starts out with just me, and then my boyfriend came into it, and he was, put in. That one hit a couple million views, and I was just mostly making that TikTok, just putting a twist on it.
Got it.
Putting a twist on regular TikToks and then making them into sexual TikToks. And that's what really shot me up from 100K all the way up to 400K, I would say.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Yeah, makes sense. So you have a lot of story with TikTok because they keep banning you a lot,
Yeah.
and now you're like really slowed down with your sexualization, and they still keep banning you,
Yeah.
and they ban your talking videos. Can you just in a couple more words tell me what's wrong with the TikTok? Why did they keep doing this? Did you get your accounts back? How did you do this?
TikTok's homophobic. It's ridiculous. I feel I'm at the point where it's just every time I post on my account, I immediately get banned anytime I get some sort of traction. And maybe it's not necessarily TikTok that's homophobic. Y'all can reach out to me if you want to correct this matter. But I feel they start pushing my content out to people that are a little homophobic. And every time they get the content, they report it. And then I get banned. So every time I'm here being like, ooh, I broke it, I'm going up again, I'm gonna hit 1 million. No, they ban me. And then as soon as they ban me, everyone starts unfollowing me. I'll lose tens of thousands of followers every time I get banned. And then I get my account back, build it up to that spot, and then they nuke me again.
So how many fans you have right now on your OnlyFans?
I would say right now it's been a little dry. I'm going through some struggles, okay? Probably around 3,000 right now.
Okay, not bad. So,
not bad, it's money.
3,000 for $10, right?
$10 a month, yeah. And then OnlyFans takes their 20% cut, so, $8 per sub, 3,000 subs. it's a good life. And then, PPV messages.
Got it. Do you feel like PPV messages do a lot for you?
Yeah, for sure. I feel anybody that's in my OnlyFans that is in the paid for one, typically, I would say about 25% of people will buy a PPV. I usually charge them cheap. It's always like $3 to $5, just, a little extra cash, and keeps my content a little bit safer than throwing it up on the feed and having people steal it.
Of doing OnlyFans, do you think that OnlyFans is a bubble and it's gonna be done? And what are you gonna do if OnlyFans is done?
If OnlyFans is done, I'm looking for a sugar daddy. It's fine because I don't have to do that much work, but if I have to start having a real job, I'm sorry, you gotta get to the curb. But
On a serious note,
on the serious note, do I think OnlyFans is gonna die out? So the only reason I think OnlyFans would ever die out is if there was some sort of regulation that was passed, or they have some issue like the previous issue they had with banking institutions not wanting to associate with them. And I feel that would be the only downfall to OnlyFans. I feel I'm always going to have a decent subscriber base on OnlyFans. It's not always going to be as high as it is now because I'm going to age, and I think I'm going to look pretty good when I age. But if I don't, it'll dip down, but I feel there's those true fans that's going to support me for the rest of my life. But if it does fail, more seriously, I probably still would get a sugar daddy, but I kind of want to move into doing other things, making a clothing company, Feral Athletic, shout out. It's a nice shirt. I made it. It's mostly just clothing right now because it's my passion.
do you really like to have sex so much as you do it on your social media?
Every day, 11 times a day. But in a serious note, I probably have sex with my boyfriend less than once a week. I don't have sex that much. It depends. Sometimes I get in the hoe phase, and I want to work it a little bit and have a little bit extra but aside from that, actual sex when it comes to bottoming, I don't do it that much.
Your content on OnlyFans is by yourself or with other people?
I would say mostly the content on my OnlyFans is by myself. Occasionally, I'll do some content with my boyfriend, and when the right person comes along, I'll have them do content with me and then have my boyfriend film it.
What does your boyfriend think? Does he want to start his own page?
He actually briefly had a page, and my boyfriend just wasn't into it. He did really good. He made a bunch of money, and I think he's just allergic to making money because any of his... For real, because this man was making a good amount. I think he made $3,000 in a month, no following or nothing. And I was just thinking,
keep it up.
Yeah, just keep it up, just keep going. He just didn't want to do it. And I feel he's literally allergic to making money. All of his hobbies, it's just whatever will make him the least amount of money or nothing is what he likes to do. But it's fine because then I don't have to, do content for him. He can just do it all for me, and I'll collect the bag.
Do you sometimes split money if he's in your video? Hey, if you're gonna do this video, I'm gonna give you like $50.
No. He does that shit for free. But in all seriousness, he, gets to live a pretty luxurious life. He gets to stay in a nice house, rent-free, and just pretty much gets to chill. All his expenses are paid for, except for stuff, car insurance, his health insurance. That's all him, and he can figure that out. But everything else is free, and I think that's pretty fair.
And you're a pretty young sugar daddy.
Yeah, pretty young.
How old are you?
I am 24, almost 25.
So you recently bought a house.
Yeah.
You shared on your social media that you renovated a lot, and you shared it on TikTok until you get banned.
Yeah.
Can we ask you, how much did you pay for your house?
How much I pay? I pay well, my house was $550,000.
$550,000.
Yeah, 550.
$500,000.
$500,000.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm severely in debt.
How did your family react for you having an OnlyFans?
Okay, so here's the thing. My dad doesn't know I have an OnlyFans. He thinks I did really well in Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin seems straight, so I wanted to say that because it's believable, My mom, she doesn't care. She just get that bag. And the rest of my family, my brothers and sisters, they don't care. They know I'm getting the bag, and I get to help all of them out too. So I feel they get the benefits of it.
What's one advice if someone wants to start OnlyFans tomorrow? What do you think is the most important thing?
The most important thing for an OnlyFans, I feel, is first just developing a base, because there's no reason to put your whole body out there if you don't know if you're going to make any money.
Yeah.
And at least when you secure yourself a base, you're going to make a little bit. And then my other advice would be just take it slow. Don't go from 0 to 100 because you're going to burn yourself out pretty quick. You can always show more later, but you can never unshow more later.
Do you think OnlyFans and what you do is a real job?
Yeah, I would say OnlyFans is a real job. Debatable as to whether or not, it's a contribution to society. I don't know, but it's definitely a real job. It's a lot of work. And it's funny because in my head, I play it off. Like, I do nothing all day. That's what I tell everybody I do. They just think I just sit around all day. And it's stupid, but when you're trying to make content for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and Twitter and OnlyFans all day long, and you're trying to post on every single platform, you spend pretty much all day thinking about content. And then on top of it, I'm just trying to figure out, other plans and ways to branch out. So I feel OnlyFans content creators, they do a lot, and we get burned out.
A lot of people think that OnlyFans people don't pay taxes, that they don't do anything. Do you pay taxes? And if you can say, what was the biggest amount of taxes you paid?
I don't pay taxes. Come for me, IRS. I pay a lot in taxes, and I probably pay, I would say, 35% of my income in taxes. And, people say, oh, write-offs, but you can only write off so much. And even if I'm writing stuff off, I still had to spend a bunch of money to get the stuff. It's not like it means it's free. If I spend $3,000 on a camera, I still spent $3,000. I just don't have to pay the taxes on that camera. So, yeah, we pay taxes. And, well, I hope some of us are paying taxes.
You said that you have, with your boyfriend, you have a good relationships. How long have you guys been together?
We've been together for 6 years.
6 years. And are you in open relationships or are you monogamous?
I would say we're mostly monogamous until I have a collab, and then, not so monogamous in that case. But aside from that, it's pretty monogamous.
What's his reaction to your collabs? Like, is he supporting it or it makes him a little bit more comfortable sometimes?
His reaction is, do I get to watch the video when it's done?
So he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
All right, thank you so much. Josh is definitely I'm definitely gonna meet up with him again. So you guys, please leave the comments in the comment section. He might stop by and answer. He has YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Please go follow him. Also check out his spicy page if you guys want to support Josh. Thank you so much for being so honest. Honestly, Josh is like one of the most chill person that I've met.
I'm the chillest and most honest person, and humble.
Honestly, you are honest. You're very honest because a lot of people out there, when you see they're not pretty honest and they would tell you one thing and in fact it's another. Josh tells you the truth, and I checked it. I checked the numbers, guys. They're there. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hug. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!